Shanghai tried a new approach that was different than you would have seen in other Chinese cities, which have been through full city lockdowns. Shanghai actually locked down one half Pudong on the 28th of March. That is not the area I'm in. So our lockdown began on April 1st. Up until now, it's fine. Everything seems to be in order. We've had 2 PCR tests, and we're just waiting for news of when we might open up again.
Right. Well, it's day 4. You say, how much longer is the lockdown there likely to go?
Well, officially, the Puxi lockdown, is meant to last until the 5th tomorrow. But as we saw with Pudong, which was meant to be free, as you may like to say, on the 1st of April, that hasn't happened. So Pudong and Puxi, all of Shanghai are now currently locked down. And Pudong is looking for maybe another 7 days or 14 days of lockdown as the numbers keep climbing. So we're not expecting here in Puxi to be out of lockdown tomorrow as anticipated. I'm getting ready for maybe another week or 2.
What are the main problems people are facing there, Andy?
Well, I mean, as you can imagine, with a city of 25 million, this is the first time, believe it or not, that Shanghai has been locked down in this whole two plus years of COVID. So there are problems, of course. I think for most people, it is going quite smoothly. People are happy, but there are some major issues with, for example, food supply. Some trucks heading to Shanghai carrying vegetables, fruit, meat, eggs, and that kind of thing weren't able to get into the city. So there are reports that a lot of that food has gone to waste. Also, there have been reports of people having trouble finding medical help for pre-existing conditions. So there are definitely issues going on. But like I said before, I'd like to stress that, in a city of 25 million, I think it's going pretty well so far.
But are people starting to express any anger at what they're facing, and how are authorities responding?
Well, of course, I think you've seen there's been videos online of protests here and there. Of course, in the West, a lot of people believe protest doesn't take place here, but it certainly does. And there have been instances of small communities rising up, demanding they are let out to buy vegetables and fruit and such. As I said before, I think this is pretty normal. People are venting. It's not nice to be in lockdown, and this is a strict lockdown, probably a lot stricter than a lot of other places in the world. We're not even allowed to leave the front door. So of course there's tension. This is a city of 25 million, but I think, that's normal to see, and people are dealing with it largely quite well.
So what are case numbers like right now, Andy? And what are rates of vaccination like there as well?
The rate of vaccination in Shanghai is quite high, I think above 80% off the top of my head. We have new numbers daily. So yesterday there were about 8,600 new positive cases. And of course, all of those people need to be sent to central quarantine, which is putting a lot of strain on the system. And there are currently about 56,000 active cases in Shanghai. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, especially for a city of 25 million. But if you keep in mind that China is still aiming for COVID zero, any number above 0 is too much.
Yeah. Tell us a bit more about that COVID zero policy then. What's the feeling about that there? Many other countries relying on vaccinations to handle outbreaks rather than keep pursuing lockdowns.
Well, I think COVID zero has been a real point of pride for Chinese people over the past 2 years. It really is something we're proud of here. But I have noticed, I must say, that there has been a bit of a swell in change of opinion among average people about COVID zero. Some people are really starting to talk about whether we do need to start living with the virus. But actually, China's vice premier visited on the 2nd of April, and she stressed that we do need to keep going with COVID zero. So for now, I don't see any changes coming anytime soon.